This is John Kohler with OKRod.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. We're here at the Hilton Sedona Resort and Spa in beautiful Sedona, Arizona. And it is February right now, and we're here for the Raw Living Expo taking place. So what this video is going to be about is about my review of the Raw Living Expo and to share some information with you if you were not able to come today. So I guess let's head up to the hotel and show you guys registration and more about the venue. Now we're outside the Hilton. We're going to show you guys inside the expo, and first we're going to check out the registration. All right, so now we're inside the lobby, and the little conference area is right over there. So we're going to check out the registration. This is the site of the registration where you're going to register. This is the registration area here, and as you can see, we're at the Raw Living Expo. Now, some of the challenges I had with registration this year was the lines was very long, and they didn't have a good registration system. Another thing that I was kind of discouraged about is that they didn't provide a printed schedule or map for anybody. I mean, yeah, once you're here, you kind of learn where everything is, but if you're new and just come in, you're pretty much disoriented and you don't know where anything is and you don't know what the times are. Instead of providing schedules, they said that they're going to be green, so they have it, provided on like your cell phone. You can download it to, or they printed out little, signs here that you can review, and they have the daily schedule. So they have a couple different speaking venues, like the main stage. They have the cafe stage, workshop A, workshop B, and an area for the chef demos. So every hour there's like 5 different venues that you can choose from to see what you want to learn. So for example, at 10:30 on Saturday, you can see Dr. James Sheraton, shocking perspectives on the raw foods diet. There's so many different speakers here, and I encourage you to go to the speakers that are teaching the courses and the information that you want to learn. Personally, I like Dr. James Sheraton a lot and highly respect him and look up to him and his work. So I guess next, let's go ahead and show you guys each one of the venues. We're inside the foyer area, and this is where there's a lot of different booths. We've got the Health Force booth here. And what we're going to do next is actually go into the main stage ballroom area. And this is what it looks here. There's a lot of seating. This is where they had the Gala Awards dinner. Right now, Lauren Lockman is giving a presentation, and this is a nice large stage with tons and tons of seating for hundreds of people. Another speaking area is the cafe stage, and this is the cafe stage. It's in amongst all the vendor booths. And I kind of like this stage because it's like right in the middle of everything going on. It's a lot more intimate than the large stage you just saw, but this is the second largest speaking area in this whole event. One of the largest aspects of an event like this is the chef's demos. This room is constantly filled with people wanting to learn how to make the healthiest recipes. Now, in my opinion, a lot of the recipes being shown here are actually higher in fat and higher in nuts, and don't have so many of the fresh fruits and vegetables that I want you guys to eat. Anyways, let's go in right now and see what's up in the chef's demo room. Inside now we have Chef Sarah. Looks like she's making some salads and salad dressings. Chef Sarah makes some good stuff. And now we're outside the Tequila Ballroom here at the Hilton, and this is where all the majority of the vendor booths are, as well as the cafe stage. So what I'm going to do next is actually take you guys inside and show you just some of the booths. So inside here is all the different vendors selling a lot of different raw food, prepared products in packages that you can eat, and also they have a little restaurant here making some stuff, and a lot of other cool items. One of the things I like about this area is actually it's like literally a raw food smorgasbord. There's like so many different samples of stuff you can take right here. We're eating the sunflower and greens, and there's so many different samples of the raw food, packaged food products you can try. You guys like to eat kale. Many people don't like to eat kale, but if you don't like kale, you're definitely gonna like these. These are the Kale Crunch Alive and Radiant Foods Kale Chips. Hey, let me get a sample of these kale chips. How about this guy? So this is the Kale Crunch Kale Chips, and this is an excellent way to include more leafy greens in your diet by dehydrating them. So we're here with Blessing, who had the first commercially available kale chip on the market. So as you guys just saw, there's so many different samples of dehydrated raw food treats. Now, I always encourage you guys to eat fresh fruits and vegetables that have a higher water content, because after all, you are 70 to 75% water, and you want to eat foods with that high water content. A lot of the foods here may have high fat or extra salt in there, and I don't like them too much, but if you do have to buy a product, I'd recommend these guys right here. This is the Go Raw booth, and they have a lot of like really healthy raw food snacks that can be helpful in a pinch. Maybe you're traveling, you can't bring fresh fruits and vegetables. Maybe you're at work and you want to eat something at least that's living. I mean, they sprout this stuff, the ingredients in here, and even after they make it, you could soak it in water and it'll actually sprout. Not that I recommend you do that, but it will. So that's why I like these products, and these are very simple, just basically seeds and dried fruits. No agave in most of the products, so I like that a lot. Now, my favorite product of all of them here is one of these little live energy bars. This live energy bar here is the Real Live Apricot Bar, and check out the ingredients. Sprouted organic flax seeds, and flax seeds are high in the omega-3 fatty acids, which in my opinion, most people into raw foods are not getting enough omega-3s. It has organic apricots, so I love apricots. They're very nutrient-dense fruit, organic raisins, organic dates, and organic lime juice. Very simple, very easy, and also very convenient. You could even shove them in your pocket and take them on the airplane. One of the booths I like actually is they're actually growing food in your own system. You can use at home to grow your food. I always encourage you guys to grow your own food at home. And over in this booth here, this is the only prepared raw foods that you're going to find here at this expo. So this is the Chocolate Tree, and they have a restaurant here in Sedona, Arizona, and you have a selection of about a dozen different raw food prepared meals, including juices and maybe some smoothies as well. For this many people, I don't think this is super sustainable just to, have one booth having food, and actually a lot of the foods, in my opinion, are actually very high in fat content and probably have too much salt as well. I encourage you, no matter what event you go to, always plan ahead and bring your own food. It's going to cost you less money, and you're going to probably be able to eat a lot healthier. So one of the cool things at this event here at this site, actually they got some vitamin mineral green just in purified water for everyone to drink. So if you're thirsty, instead of drinking water, you could get some nutrient-dense green superfoods anytime. So I highly encourage you guys to eat fresh whenever possible. When that's not possible, I think something like the vitamin mineral green can definitely fill in really good to meet a void, and also, drink some nutrients along with your water. Now I got special access for you guys to the VIP room, so you can pay additional money to get access to the VIP room, or if you're a speaker or presenter like I am, you get to go in there. So I'm going to show you guys what's inside. So inside the VIP room or green room, they're doing some video filming to teach people some stuff. And also the coolest thing is in here they got some raw food treats you can snack on any time of the day. And they got a whole bunch of different processed raw food products, including chocolate fudge coconut dream bars and sprouted pumpkin seeds and sprouted nuts. They got some things like chocolate kale chips that I don't personally recommend, the sprouted sunflower seeds, and even they got some sample raw nut butters. Actually, this is a good brand, Rejuvenative Foods. They make some really good kimchi and sauerkrauts. And I think my favorite thing in here is just real simple, right? Getting back to basics. Fresh fruit. So grab 2 oranges to go. And now I want to take you guys actually in the room here. I'm actually staying at the Hilton, which is on site. And actually these are quite expensive rooms. Luckily I got upgraded from a standard king room to a king suite. And I always recommend when traveling, stay at a place that has like a fridge and like a little suite. That way you can prepare your own food instead of having to rely on somebody else for food. You can see in this one room here, this is like a living area with a fireplace, a sitting area, and also has like a little kitchen table to eat at, which is nice. Plus it has a little countertop where we could make the food. Now one of the tips I want to give you guys before getting to the expo like this that doesn't provide food for you guys, you want to stop and get food. So luckily, because we drove, we brought food with us. So this looks like my front room in my house because we've got a good portion of produce here. Because guess what? As you saw at the event, they're not providing a good quantity of fruits and vegetables. So you need to bring them if you want to eat healthy at a Living and Raw Expo like we're at today, which I think is really sad. So besides the countertop, they have a little sink and also a little fridge. So this is really cool, so you can keep your produce cold. And of course, I always travel, especially on the road, with some appliances. So I have a juicer and a blender here that's going to allow me to process the raw foods like I would at home, so that I can include more of them in my diet very easily. This is especially important, because I'm giving a talk here, and I like to just be able to juice or blend some stuff up and be able to drink it, take it, in some different talks with me, instead of having to sit there and eat a salad all night, so it makes traveling a lot easier. Actually, what I'm going to do next is actually going to go downstairs, and I'm giving a presentation today on traveling raw, so you guys might be kind of lucky and get a little bit of clip of that next. Another thing I want to touch on real quick before I go is because I travel with a backpack and a roller, I don't often bring bowls or things like that with me. And that can be a huge issue, especially if you're staying at a place like the Hilton. I'll go down to the restaurant there and ask them, can I have a large bowl? And their large bowls are a freaking joke, man. It's like a little plate. It's like, how am I supposed to eat, 3/4 of a pound of salad greens on your little plate? That's because people eat concentrated food that are high in calories but low in nutrients. I'm eating foods that are high in nutrients but low in calories, so it takes a lot more to get my fill. So, I'm traveling by car this time, so I like to bring these bowls actually, because these bowls were inexpensive at a restaurant supply house. These are like the bowls you used to get at the pizza place when you eat salads for the whole family, I think. But this is actually just a little bit too small for me for my average salad, but still they're pretty good. And these are like $3. You can drop them and stuff, and they're really durable and very inexpensive. So if I'm traveling by car, I bring these, but if I'm not traveling by car, I don't bring these. But what I do instead is I'll go to the bakery section of a supermarket, where they got the bakeries and they make those pies with the big domes. Because I had this issue. I'm like, okay, sometimes I buy the salad greens in the 1 pound tote, the little, plastic things, and that's actually my bowl. I buy the 1 pound salad, maybe dump some sauce on top of it, and just eat it out of there. And that's a good salad. I'll talk about a few recipes I like to make. But if I have my own greens and I'm buying bunch greens that's not in a little container, because most of the times those container salads are a lot more expensive per pound than a bunch of greens or some bok choy that I'd rather eat instead, what I do is I go to the bakery. And I'm not buying a cake, but what I am getting, I'm going to go ask the people there, hey, can I have one of those big domes that you put the cakes in so they don't get mushed? Because guess what? If you turn that dome upside down, what is it? It's a large bowl, the largest bowl I can find for free. $3.99, because that's very important to me, trying to live in free and cheap and eating healthy. Now we're standing on the green carpet, and this is the area they've been interviewing everybody before we go into the awards ceremony, the Best of Raw Food ceremony that they have here. Now, this event is pretty much designed around the Best of Raw Food Awards to honor people in raw foods. In my opinion, this is just simply a popularity contest. Like the yearbook popularity contest, who's the most comical, who's going to be the most successful. It's just people voting for their favorite products and favorite people. So anyways, let's go inside and show you guys what that looks like, and maybe I'll even win an award.
Sometimes you gotta learn to live like an Indian. Sometimes you gotta fight like a Palestinian. Sometimes you gotta let the violence cease. Put your hands up in the air for peace.
We're creating the world. We are creating the world of tomorrow, all of us. So exciting. So the next category is for the Eco Award, Eco Raw Educator. And the nominees are Annie Fio. Pio. Okay, sorry. John Kohler. Melissa Andrews. And the award goes to John Kohler.
I want to thank everybody for this award, and the one message that I want to share with everybody tonight about being eco and raw is that you need to start growing your own food. In my opinion, growing your own food or harvesting wild foods is truly the end game in raw foods. And then you'll no longer have to buy your own food. You'll no longer have to worry about organic standards, and you could grow the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. Thank you. So I'm so sad. This is the end of the Raw Living Expo here in Sedona, Arizona. As you can see, everybody's packed up and gone home. One of the late bloomers here, staying late, making some extra cool videos for you guys, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, I do want to sum up my experience at the Raw Living Expo. I think it was a great event overall that attracted many like-minded people into living in raw foods. A lot of people learned a lot of things. I had a really fun time and had people cracking up in my talk about traveling raw, and it was great to meet everyone here. I guess the final words I like to say is the tips I want to give you guys if they do have these in the future. Number one, bring your own food to come. In my opinion, they had far too much packaged raw foods products and not enough fresh fruits and vegetables to eat. So stop at the health food store and load up your suite here at the Hilton or wherever it is and prepare your own food in your room. The other thing I want to add is that if you can only go to one raw food event in the year, and at present time I know there's this one in the US and also the Woodstock Fruit Festival in New York, I liked more the Woodstock Fruit Festival. I mean, once again, that's like 8-9 days overall, and this is only a pretty quick 3-day event. After 3 days, you just get excited about it, and then it's all over. So I really like the immersion, and that it's a one price for including everything. I mean, you get the lodging, you get the food, you get all the information you can devour in the 8 or 9 days of the Woodstock Fruit Festival. With this event, you pay one price, you get 3 days with no food, and actually a lot of samples that I don't necessarily recommend you guys eating. Nonetheless, I've had a phenomenal time here connecting with old friends and making some new ones. And I always encourage you guys to learn as you grow. Keep learning new information and seeing what works for you and trying new and different things. I can definitely say just me coming here, although I know a lot, I'm not gonna say I know everything. I definitely wanna say it was a worthwhile and valuable time for me to spend because I did learn some new things at this event. So overall, I hope you guys enjoyed this review to see what it's like here. I had a great time, and I hope to be invited back in future years to talk and give even more lectures than the single lecture that I gave this time. Once again, my name is John Kohler with OKRod.com. We'll see you next time, and remember, keep on eating your fruits and vegetables. They're the best.